Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Everdell Duo. Everdell Duo is a game published by Starling Games, or Tabletop Tycoon. I'm not actually sure who they are. I got it sent from Tabletop Tycoon, from James and Clarissa A. Wilson. James Wilson is the designer of regular Everdell. Plays 1 to 2 players, competitive or cooperatively. I don't have the time. I don't have the other section of the box. Probably no more than 30 minutes. And I think it said ages 10 plus when I looked at it earlier. So effectively what you're doing in this game is you are taking on the role of a little family of critters. So in this case, a bunny or a tortoise. And you're trying to basically collect resources, spend those resources to build cards into your city, in the ultimate quest to have the most points across 4 seasons. That's the competitive version. Cooperatively, you're doing that, but cooperatively. So haven't played that, so I'm not going to talk to that. So if you want to see how that works, if you're not familiar with Everdell at all, you can check out the playthrough, and I'll play through a season of this game in the competitive mode so you can see what it's all about and then kind of talk to you about some other things. If you don't care about that, stick around here and we'll take a look at the components. Alright, so here are the components for Everdell Duo. This is the rulebook. Love the art. Inside this book is fantastic. It's how to set it up, competitive examples, cooperative examples, what all the cards do, a legend on the back. Fantastic rulebook. On par with all the other Everdell rulebooks, so no issue there. Now, these are pretty cool little tiles. These are extra worker placement spaces, river tiles. They're really thick cardboard. They're easy to tell what they do. No issues. You can clearly see what they do. So those are nice. The components are exactly like Everdell. If you played Everdell, exact same components, just less. There are these season tiles in this one, which are also really nice cardboard. Tells you who goes first, what extra actions you're going to take, and if you're doing anything to reset the board between rounds. Really nice. They just sit there, so not super fantastic. But we have bunnies, which are new in this one, and we have tortoises. I believe they're in the base game as well. And there's also some skunks that you can play with, I think, in the cooperative game. But I'm going to pillage these and put them in my big box because I saw a black bunny and a black frog in there. And I am going to put those in my box. So I'm probably not going to play cooperatively. These event tiles are really neat. They're really easy to understand. Let me show you this one. That one you just need 3 green, and that one. But this one, I have to have more green and more red, or more blue, with a minimum of 5 in my city than my opponent. I do that. I go to this worker placement spot. I would get a wood, and I would claim this tile. Whoever has the most cards at the end of the game gets that one, the journey one. All the card art is fantastic. It's very consistent. It's actually, I think, the same as base Everdell. There's a few cards in here that are a little different, I think. At least I haven't seen. But again, there's like a bajillion cards in Everdell, so who knows. Fantastic. Love the art in the back. Really good. These things are probably the weakest component. These are when you take actions, you're going to move these. They're kind of the timer. They don't stand up that well. They're a little, I don't know, they look cheap, but they do the job. Work replacement areas are really easy to tell what they do. Again, if you've played Everdell at all that iconography is going to make sense because it's all the same. And yeah, overall, I have no complaints on the production other than those little things there. So those are the components for Everdell Duo. Let's talk about what we think about the game. All right, well, that was Everdell Duo. I might have said duel earlier, but Duo. This is a fun little implementation of Everdell. Now, I'm a huge fan of Everdell. I have all the expansions, the big box, the fancy resource bits. I have everything for it. I love Everdell. So when I got this, I was excited to try it. And I thought, how are they going to twist it up a little bit and make it a little bit more exciting maybe for 2 players in Everdell? I love Everdell at 2 players, but so I wanted to play this. And this makes it different. It is different. You have these little tokens here that kind of, speed up the game. Every time you take an action, you move one. So it's going to give you access to different cards that you can play, and also going to eventually make it so you can't play cards or can't play your workers. When they both hit the end, round's over. So you're trying to manage all that. It's a race for the events, just like the normal, but the way you do these here, you got to go to a worker placement spot. you meet the criteria. You also get a resource, which is pretty cool. But it feels really just like Everdell with a little more restriction. So when I'm playing this, I'm just thinking, man, I just really like to have Everdell with New Leaf or Spirecrest or something and just play it at 2 players. Yes, this sets up faster. Yes, it takes up less time on the table. Yes, it plays faster. But I kind of want a deeper experience. And I was hoping this would give me a deeper experience. Maybe the cooperative mode with the campaign gives me a deeper experience. I have no idea. I haven't played that. But if I hadn't played Everdell, maybe I'd be talking about a different story. And I don't want to keep comparing this to Everdell, but it is essentially Everdell with a few tweaks, a few differences, back and forth turn order, faster package, and less area for decisions. Like I can play cards for a whole season before I ever even put a worker out if I want to. But on this, I got to be playing cards, balancing playing cards, and putting workers out because eventually time's going to run out and I'm not going to be able to do anything. So I don't know. I enjoy it. I see what it's doing. I think for people that have never played Everdell before, I think they're going to have a good time with it. But for me, it's probably just not something that I would pick up over the big box. Unless I had a smaller table space because Everdell takes up a ton of room. I do like it though. It's just probably not one that is going to keep drawing me in. So there we go. So that is Everdell Duo from Starling Games /Tabletop Tycoon. I'm Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.